What's up, everybody? It's Jazz Fuzz. I'm on another video on my lunch break. This is gonna be like a short video. I'm gonna talk about Justin Bieber. Now, usually I don't really speak about celebrities because to me, celebrities are just like everybody else. They got feelings, they got issues, they got problems, they got demons that they have to face. So I really don't talk much about celebrities, but Justin Bieber was on my mind, and I was just thinking about, the time that he got famous to the time that he is now. Now, when Justin came out in the industry, he was booming. Everybody knew who this guy was. My favorite song was Baby Baby. I don't know why, but that is like my ultimate favorite song. I'm not gonna sing because I'm not a good singer, but that song always, I love that song no matter what. But the reason why he came in my mind is because I saw the music video Lonely, and it was a very deep song. Now, most people say, I don't know if that was deep. It was deep because he really said exactly what he was emotionally feeling in his mind. Quite honestly, being up top is lonely. Prince has said that. Like, being the top will be very lonely. So, it's very humble of him to sing a song about the problems and issues and how people treat him and how people see him. You don't really hear that too many artists, explain and reflect what they're going through on a daily basis. I couldn't even imagine hell being on a spotlight all the time. It can really mess up your psyche, But the reason why he's on my mind is because I also was reading an article that him and his wife was beating up Selena Gomez's fans. Not beat him up, but tell him to shut up, because there's some diehard Selena Gomez fans who really wanted Justin and Selena to be married and be together forever. Hell, I thought they were gonna get married and have children because they were so tight. And Justin and his wife, they have every right to be upset and shut down the trolls, they call them. Because, quite honestly, like I said to myself last night, God has a plan for all of us to get married to that special person. Haley and Justin, they know each other since they were little. And Mark applied God, he explained this too, that God will let somebody in our life who may be a friend or somebody we may be around with for all our life. And Haley was like that. And like Mark applied God, that's how him and his wife become husband and wife, because Mark's wife, they became friends first. And Mark even said it. He said once that friend level is beyond friend level to be in a relationship level, that's when you transition to be in a relationship. And that's what Justin and Haley did. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When Justin was with Selena, he was smiling ear to ear with that woman. He really was. He was smiling ear to ear with that woman. He loved Selena with a passion, okay? And they were together for a long time. Sadly, I feel like there's 3 factors. And if Justin sees this, he can correct me or he can correct me not. I think the first one was his mom. I feel like, and this is just a theory, I feel like his mom didn't like Selena because she was Latina. Now, don't get me wrong. Not saying that the Biebers are racist, but some people in this world don't like another interracial couple, you know? And I really do believe Selena and Justin's mom went head to head. Then Justin, the second one, was his friends. He was hanging out with those knuckleheads, those black guys. And I wonder if Selena was trying to help Justin to get away from those bad crowds. And Justin didn't want to listen. Then the third thing, and not least, is Scooter. Scooter is Justin's manager or whatever. I personally don't know this man, and I don't know Justin either. I just know him by reading viral videos, and radios, and interview of Justin. But I'm just telling you how I see it. Scooter had beef with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez are very tight friends. They're best friends. Since Selena is friends with Taylor Swift, I think that gave them a swift of fighting each other. These are just my 3 conclusions why this relationship didn't go as smoothly as they wish it was. That's just my 3 factors. But also, sometimes when we love somebody so much, sometimes y'all was never meant to be. Selena and Justin, they look like they were meant to be, but we don't know what happened behind closed doors, and they really wasn't meant to be together, unfortunately. And I know a lot of fans on Selena and Justin fans wish that could happen, but it's okay. God has a plan for all of us to be married to that certain person. And obviously God wanted Haley and Justice to be together. Now, that's just how God works. If you don't believe in God, but that's how God works. Now, Justin, on the other hand, it was very interesting once he started opening up about the drug use and stuff like that. It was quite interesting. He was sitting there when he wrote that long paragraph on the Instagram saying that, make a long story short, he knows what he done wrong, and he knows what he have, failed and stuff like that. But in the same breath, he kind of feel like he doesn't have to apologize, because the only person he apologized is God. God dang it. These daggone birds, they pooping on my daggone windshield. And I just got this car clean. But anyway. So he felt like that the only person he should apologize is God, which is true. At the same time, apologies to other people will build your character and your reputation. You see, some of the new generation know Justin as he is now. The old generation, like myself, we know from all the chaos he had bring to the whole daggone world. He was busting nuts. He was going crazy and all over God's great creation. He was he was terrorizing his neighbor, terrorizing the country. He was just going out here being ballistic. And that was because he was with a certain group of people that made him just feel like he was king. And he didn't really see there was no consequences of the actions that he did and the harm that he did with people. He also admitted he was under influence with drugs, And then the most interesting part was when he went to church, when he went to that mega church. I forgot what it was called, but when he went to that mega church, he said, I saw an interview of him talking about it. He thought, the people say, oh yeah, Jesus would just forgive your sins and you can just live in sin. But that's not how it was. And he had to find that out when he hit rock bottom. Really, they taught me wrong. This is not how it's supposed to be. And it's amazing how Jesus and God will let you out of a situation to make you understand these people are not looking for your best interests, but He is. And Jesus had to pull them out of there. So it's quite interesting because Scooter thought he was going to kill himself because he was isolated. Sometimes isolation is better to be around a group of people, because solitude, you meditate, you reflect, you fight your demons, and you're also understanding the problems and issues that you have within yourself. He pretty much got himself clean. Congratulations to him. Because sadly to say, a lot of people wanted him dead. Because he caused so much mayhem. And not to mention, although he is from Canada, he's a Canadian, he's also white. So all the the craziness that he did and him going to jail, he just only had a slap on the wrist. And so that made other people, especially in the black community, feel pissed off because it was a young black man that was running around doing all that crazy stuff. He would have been in jail for 5 years. But here comes this white boy who's from Canada, get a slap on the wrist. So a lot of people did had a lot of beef with Justin Bieber because of his shenanigans. And when he got into solitude and when he got into looking at all these birds when he got in solitude and everything, God pretty much opened his eyes. He opened his mind. He started letting him see exactly what he needs to be doing in his life, because the path that he was in, it was dark. So Haley and Justin were meant to be together. It was just written down in the book of God. People may not believe it or not, but it was written down in the book of God. But also that people gotta understand that was Justin and Selena choice to be separated. Like I said, my 3 factors could play out, but I'm just saying it was their choice to separate it. And we may never know why they separated, but sometimes it's best not to know, because who knows, there'll be a whole lot of argument back and forth. But for the trolls, that's very terrible that they want Justin and Haley to have a divorce. That's very terrible. You should never, wish on somebody marriage to be bad. And I'll be back with my part 2.